Hey y'all, I just wanted to go over my Memorydex cards. I've mentioned it in a couple of previous videos, the Memorydex cards that I make, so I just wanted to flip through these kind of quick and show them to you. This is the box that I use. It's just a wooden box that I got at Michael's, and then I believe the feet are Tim Holtz. So, and then my husband helped me. We just took 2 dowels and we drilled 2 little holes in the front and the back and glued the dowels in, and then that's what I use. So I'm going to set this aside and then actually get started at the beginning of my Dex cards. I had just taken those out so you could see them. So I wonder if I can pull this down a little more to keep the... Oh, there we go. Okay, so I just keep this one in the front. It's just my husband and I. My son's first birthday. And if I have more pictures, I'll put it on the back. And then down here in the corner, the back of most of the Dex cards that I do, I try to remember to do it on every one, but I know there's been a couple I've missed. I write the date that I actually made the card. So his first birthday was in 2007, but I didn't make this card until 2019. So, and then just one of my husband and my kid. This was my husband and I at Lake Lure. And then this, we went on vacation. Some more vacation. This is my family, my dad and my sister back there, but I try to not show them. It was snowing. We, these are actually brads. I think that's what they're called, with the back bends out. I think they're brads. And so I had the paper and I put the brad through and then I folded it over and then I cut the card. So, and you can tell this is one that I made before I got my dies or my punch, because what I did was I had a Rolodex card and I took a hole puncher and punched the holes and then just cut the little slits in it. So this was one of my first cards. Where I got my Jeep. Where I found my wedding ring. A selfie I made my family take. They loved it. A picture of TJ with one of his favorite teachers. So, let me flip real quick. Now then, here's where I start the monthly Memorydex kits, the monthly Memorydex cards. I'm just going to blow this up. There we go. So July 2018 is actually when I started these. So one for each month out of the kit. And I typically use this card, I believe comes in the Modern Memory Keeping Kit, and it's just it's the same on the front and the back. One side has a Sunday to Saturday, and the other side of the card has Monday to Sunday. So the way that I had intended to do it, and I'm still going to go back and keep up, you know, catch up some of these. I have been doing it, but to put the Dex cards behind the month that it coordinates with, and you'll see that as we go. But there's July. Actually, I don't like that because you can see everything behind it. So August, September, October. And then here is an example of one that goes behind October. In October of 2018, we went to Orlando. We went to Universal Studios and went to Toothsome Chocolate Factory. So TJ got a milkshake, and I found these gears at Walmart and added them onto it. So just to give it a little dimension. So that was October, November, December. And then in December, both my boys got RC cars. So we went to Hard Labor Creek State Park so they could run them around, and I made them pose for me. So January of 2019. February of 2019. March. Skipped this one. April Here's some of those puffy stickers that I love. Just, it's the texture, I think, more than anything. It's not sticky or anything. I don't know how to explain it, but the puffy stickers, the detail on them is just incredible to me. So, April. May. Now, actually, these stickers on here, I believe, were from a sticker sheet from Dollar Tree with the hydrangea. But there's May. June. July. And in that July, when we went to Fort McAllister, my husband and I took a picture. August. And then first day of school. And then September of 2019 was the other month that I know of that they did a book theme, kind of like the one coming up in March. But these colors were, as you can see here, the warmer colors, where it looks like March, I think, is going to be a little bit brighter. So I'm really looking forward to that. So there was September, October, November, again, some more puppy stickers. December, see, in December, by the time I was doing December, I had the die cuts. The die cuts? The dies. To run through my die press. Die press? Yeah. Die cutter. So. And then January of 2020. This was the other one. It kind of would go along with the papery for February of this year, of 2023. With the pens and such. So there's January of 2020. February. March, April, May, June, July. Okay, and here's one of the embroidered patches that we get in some of the kits, and I just put it on my Memorydex card to go with July. Now, in July, we went on a 2-week camping trip, so that's what some of the next cards are going to be. But I used mostly August's kit when I did it, just because it didn't really, the theme for the July one didn't really go with what I wanted for my camping trip. So there's the July decks, and then here we went to Hamburg State Park, and then this was also at Hamburg. Another one at Hamburg, and I just cut these out with a circle punch, TJ fishing, and then using our fish trap that we were using. And then here we were waiting on the sunset. And here's where I just took some pictures of these going through this city in Georgia. I just thought it was really pretty. Now this is one of my very my most favoritist cards. When we got to Fort McAllister, I propped up and put my feet up, put the fan out, and just took a picture. So these are the foam stickers with the foam words, and I just put the Enjoy Life. Fort McAllister, the campground is on what's called Savage Island. So it's an island. There's like a one road to get back to the main part of the state park. But because it's technically an island, there's a lot of deer and wildlife that are really used to people being around. So they'll get very close to you. I think every time we've gone, we've pretty much fought the raccoons because they come steal. Like my husband will go get shrimp to go fishing with at the dock, and it never fails. We have a raccoon break into our shrimp and eat all of our shrimp. So this time, the last time we went, this past year, we actually ended up putting it in the basement, the garage kind of part of the camper. So, but this just, that's pretty much where I stay when we're camping. I put my feet up and I read. This is at Fort McAllister also. I took some pictures just of the different kinds of birds, and then added some puffy stickers from August's kit on there. TJ and I went biking, so I took some picture. And then this is the restaurant we like to eat at. It's called Fishtails. And then there's my pumpkin dog. Just took some pictures of her. And then, like I said, the animals will let you get really close. See, that's how close he was standing to the armadillo. And the armadillo, still, I don't think he even had a clue that Tim was standing there. So. And then here's the sunset at Fort McAllister. Just across the marsh part. So. And then from McAllister, we went to George L. Smith State Park, which is one of my favorite places. It's got the cypress trees, and the water from the tannins in the cypress tree is black. And we caught a couple of catfish there, and they were pretty much black too, just from the tannins in the water. So, and then here is a picture of our campsite. There was a squirrel that I just thought that was cute. It's like he was stretching, doing yoga. And then this is a broad-banded water snake that pretty much skirted around the corner of our campsite. I was sitting outside reading, and my son opened the window and said, "Mom, there's a snake." I don't particularly care for snakes, but this broad-banded water snake is what a lot of people mistake for water moccasins, and these are actually non-venomous. So, big difference. But so there's that one. And then from George L. Smith, we stopped for, I think, 1 night, 2 nights at Hard Labor Creek, which is, you know, kind of our go-to. There's another squirrel. Kind of our go-to to stop. And then this one, this is another one of my favorite cards. This particular picture was at Hamburg State Park, and this one was at Fort McAllister. But I wrote every day. I wrote everything we did for this camping trip. So I wanted to document that I was documenting. That's pretty much what that is. This here at Fort McAllister was when on laundry day. So I, you know, was doing our laundry in this building back here, and I just sat up on a picnic table. It was in the shade, so it wasn't that hot, wasn't that bad. But that's one of my favorite cards too. All right, so then August. September. Now this card I didn't use. There wasn't like a monthly card. This was a bookmark, so it's a little bit thicker, and I think October is too. So there's September, October, November, December, and then I took a picture of us with our tree. And I put a star up here just to kind of be like this was a Christmas tree in the middle of the woods. So there's December 2020. And then January of 2021. February. And here I started using the foam pieces. Now, these are adhesive back die cuts. But to use it with the foam, I just don't peel the back off. I just put the foam back, you know, the foam, sticky foam straight to the back of it without peeling it. So that's how I do those. March. April. I liked this one. I was able to use the, I don't know if you can see, there was a doily in one of the kits. So I just cut that there, and then I put just use the enamel dots kind of as the center of the flowers. So there's April, May, June. June had some books in it too. June of 2021 had some books. July. August, there's another embroidered patch. September. Now I got the Halloween kit in 2021, so some of these are from the Halloween kit. Actually, I think all this is from the Halloween kit, except for the card and the backer. But there's October. And then November. And then in November, we went and ate at Jim and Nick's, so I made a card for that. Again, my family. my dad over here and my sister over here. And then I just did a decorative one because I felt froggy. I guess so there was that. And then December. And then I did a couple of decorative ones for December, or a decorative one for December. So, and then January. I did a couple of January decorative ones, that's what it is. So there's that. And see, I put these on some puffy. And then I just did the enamel dots for the middles. It's one of those things where I didn't want to put this where I would never see it again. So I see it because I don't call them resolutions. I don't call them New Year's resolutions. I prefer the term casual promises to myself that I'm under no legal obligation to fulfill. I loved that. So I made a label, I took one of the, actually I think I can't remember where this sticker was from. But it's kind of like, this card is how I feel about resolutions. So. And then this quote, the more you celebrate your life, the more there is in life to celebrate, was actually on a 3x4 card from the Modern Memory Keeping Kit. And I just took it and cut it up into pieces and kind of put it on here, and it's puffed up with the foam again. So that was January. And then February. And in February, my husband and I went on vacation, and we stopped at Cherokee, North Carolina. So, took a selfie. And here we go, March. April. And in April, we went back to Pigeon Forge with my son went with us, and my in-laws went with us. So, we took some pictures there. We went to Local Goat. We like that place. It's good food. And then Five Oaks Farm Kitchen. I'm covering up my in-laws. So we went there one day. And then I did just a decorative one. Just rain. I thought it was cute. The little bunny. So, April. And May. June. Now this I cut out. I can't remember what I cut it out from, if it was a printable, part of the free print. But look at this puffy sticker. How much detail there is in that. I love those. And then this, I think I did it in one of the previous ones too. I just took 2 die cuts and backed them. So I wanted something to stick up, not just this word June, but so I did the fan. So there's June. In July, I used the acrylic month calendar. I don't particularly care for it because you can see like my tape runner, the tape that I used is back there. I didn't care for that. So but again, here's another quote that I put on here just because I love it. I have the ocean soul. I want everything and nothing in harmony. I am chaos. I love that quote. So I put it on my Memorydex because I do flip through my Memorydex cards. So and then I did a card. Well, you can't really see it. It doesn't really make a difference. For a reunion, a family reunion. So, and then I did a deco one just because I wanted to play with layering some things. So I did. And then just here's a picture of our camper. We went camping. And then August. Now this was like a acrylic acetate. I don't know. I'm not sure which word is the right one. But you can see it's kind of shiny. And I just layered it behind that. Layered some things on there. So there's August. Again, first day of school. He was so excited. He was fine. It's me taking a picture that he didn't care for. My husband built me a new computer. Went to Over the Top Burger Bar. Truck. September, and this part is right here is a rub-on, one of the rub-ons. I'm not sure how crazy I am about that, but you can see I mean, it did pretty, I think it's done pretty well. This is a rub-on too. I think it's held up pretty well. So, there's September, October. We're almost at the end. November. I actually really enjoyed doing this one. This was, I think, it was two separate 3x4 cards. So I loved this saying. I thought it just went really well, and the November was a good header. And I took the 3x4 card and just kind of mimicked the shape of the die here. I just kind of mimicked it there, and I thought that turned out really well. And these are the chipboard stickers, the leaves. So there's November. And in December, and January. And again, just some pictures. Another reunion. And here's a deco one. I cut this from, I believe it was a 4x6 card actually, just because I thought it was so gorgeous. And it's, you know, let your dreams take flight. To basically label the tab up here, there was a butterfly on the paper, on the thing already, so I just put one of the moths up here. It's not a butterfly. In this kit, they were moths, I think, to kind of go with the winter kind of, I don't want to say nighttime, but not the bright springy butterflies that you think of. They're more moths. So, but I thought that was gorgeous. And then this one, I'm not crazy about this one, but I made this one. Because this says, I know nothing with any certainty, but the sight of the stars makes me dream. And I loved that quote. So, and then we had these pretty vellum stars, so I just kind of added them on there. This is a rub-on. This part behind it's a rub-on, so. And I cut it in half, but I didn't cut it the right direction. I cut it this way in half instead of at an angle like this. But I mean, unless I point it out, you really can't tell. But I pointed it out. So those are all the Memorydex cards that I have so far. And I will, I'll keep going, and I can do, as we get there, I'll do at the end of 2023, I can do a 2023 flip through, since this is pretty much through 2022. So I hope you enjoyed these. I hope it inspires you to do some of your own. It's a way to use the backer cards from Cocoa Daisy for me, as well as a way to memory keep and, you know, have a little bit of art journaling, I suppose you could say, to a point. So I hope you enjoyed this. Y'all have a great night.